Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to talk a little bit about the Galbrena situation, the characterization, the story involvement, all of that. Because I think one thing is kind of clear after we saw the Galbrena Resonator showcase that was released a couple of days ago. I'm of the opinion that Galbrena kind of got done dirty. I'm kind of the opinion that Angel was a bit of a jobber in this showcase. There's a reason why in my reaction to the showcase, let me go ahead and just check out my channel. Where's that video? I know I use the terminology Galbrena showcase. There's a reason why I titled this video, Kuro Hates Galbrena, Kelpie Resonator Showcase. And, well, I've already shown it at the start of the video. She gets her ass beat. Yeah, she gets her ass beat like a drum in this trailer. Just so you know, this Kelpie had his arm chopped off. Or, yeah, he had this arm chopped off, but believe me when I say, he definitely makes up for it in the rest of the fight. He's just like dragging her around the ground, gripping her head like a goddamn Barbie doll, and then literally ragdolling her across the continent of Septimon. That is what happens to Galbrena in the trailer. There's no lie at all. I think there's a reason why this has quite a few engagements. Because what I say is, I've never seen a gacha unit lose a fight in their own showcase. And that's what happened to her. And the thing is, there's been a bit of a community response, right? There's been a bit of a community outcry. We got some simps in the chat. We got some simps on the server who are ready to conjure up their shield, their water shield, to protect against the flames and say, "Get behind me, my lady, I shall protect thee." And what I wanted to do was just inspect, start taking a look at some of the arguments being represented, and, you know, just break down whether or not the community's acting irrationally in one way or the other. So let's just start breaking this down by taking a look at the main sort of like competing atmosphere over here. There's this take. The people complaining about Galbrena being too weak or getting beat up in a Resonator showcase truly have no comprehension of anything beyond flashy battles and hype moments. Fellas, is commenting on the fact that this character got the shit beat out of her and then got Deus Ex Machina'd at the end of her showcase by another character. Is it wrong to think that the character might be a little bit weak following that? Yeah, I know she's smiling and shit. I know it's supposed to make it seem like it's intended, but let's just be entirely honest here. Let's play back the scene.
You beg me for power.
That's her 1W.
For that is your only chance.
And then just this sequence over here is wild. Bro, she just been getting her ass beat for like a whole minute. 1/4 of this trailer is dedicated to her ass getting beat. 1/4 of the trailer is just her getting beat up.
Submit yourself. Make your choice, Hunter.
And then this is how she wins the fight.
Choice is yours. Die with me, or fight for me.
Somebody else does the job. And we get a little finger gun from heaven. That's it. That's the fight. She gets her ass beat for a whole minute. And then she fingers him. One time. Because with the help from Chimera. I'm just going to be real with you over here, right? She doesn't come off that great in this trailer. And you want to know why I'm going to say that she doesn't come off that great in this trailer? It's because we literally have a track record of some prior Resonator showcases. The last two, where the characters are kind of in adjacent situations. Let's take a look at this Augusta one over here, right? She's also fighting a 4-cost. Oh, and guess what? She's also like 13 or like 15 in this trailer. Just so you know, there's a clear age difference going on over here. This is what's going on in the Augusta showcase.
No place. As rage from the heavens pours, even the keenest steel is doomed to rust in the tempest.
And then she gets, the entire fight is her being, like, evenly matched, right? It's her being evenly matched with Arsenosa. And then she gets a crazy hit. Then she gets a crazy hit on the Echo and then wins the fight.
Now,
that's Augusta. Then we get Yuno, right? Yeah, Yuno kind of, you could say Yuno technically loses, right? She got this moment over here. Right? The Sovereign comes over, goes in, does a little grippy. But from this situation, take a look at how Yuno gets saved. Look at how Yuno gets saved.
No. I was never following anything. Every step was my own choice.
She saves herself. She saves herself from this battle and then proceeds to do this.
Sit where I choose. The flames of fate lit long ago. The gifted priestess would anchor the future of Septimus.
Literally 1v99's the server. Just so you know, this is literally like a nuclear bomb for Tacit Discourse.
Anchor the future of Septimus.
Thanos dusts an entire continent. Those are the past two Resonator showcases that we just had. And then that's followed up with watching this unit. Who, by the way, she's supposed to fight Cartithia. This is the unit that's supposed to fight Cartithia. Getting dusted for a whole minute by a random 4-cost Echo. Dusted for a whole minute by a random 4-cost Echo. And this is the thing, right? I don't think it's necessarily individuals who are going ahead, not having a reading comprehension for the lore, not, paying attention to her stuff. I know that she's struggling with her inner demons, right? But there are other ways to present somebody conquering their inner demons. There are better ways to present that. Well, then their ass getting beat like a drum for a whole minute, and then, magical finger gun from heaven coming in to save the day. You want to know what a trailer looks like when somebody is struggling against their demons? This is what it looks like when getting your ass beat is done very well. Yeah, she's losing. Is anyone calling Lupa a jobber here? Is anyone calling Lupa trash here? Is anyone saying Lupa's a weak character after this one?
time to let the beast come play.
Another precious arm, what did they expect? I'll come up for everybody until there's no one left.
You didn't honestly think I was going down like that, did you?
I don't think so.
We're up so fast. This match was over the moment it began.
Waste of time, I'm patient. I only fight when the danger's high. No blood, that's a good enough reason. Your heart's getting stuck between my front teeth and just when you...
And this is the thing. This is like a Deus Ex Machina as well, because Lupa got poisoned, right? And so it's like, oh, how is she magically recovering from her poison? Much like how is Galbrena magically firing off her finger gun? But the thing is, you get the impression from all these trailers that the characters are like super strong or able to overcome struggles. And right now for Galbrena's, it just seemed like somebody else did everything for her and has been doing everything else for her. And I think that's kind of like one of the issues that people might have with the showcase. It seems like she's not actually doing anything, and it's somebody else getting all the job done for her.
Thought it was done and I'm leaving. Nope, the thing's deepen and I'm screaming. And just
Those are the past 3 Resonator showcases, right? For characters from Septimont that we've taken a look at. And it's, you can see, there's like this overwhelming sense of like power. There's like this overwhelming sense of like overcoming adversity. You know, being in a nasty situation and then getting out on top of it through like sheer force of will. That's a trend that you see across all 3 of these showcases, right? Sheer force of will. And then you get to this showcase, and it's like, ooh, Chimera, please save me or you'll die too. And then she getting clean, brother. This is one of the most impactful hits I've seen in gacha history, bro. Oh, Chimera, please save me. And following some of the past releases that we've seen, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think there's necessarily too much of an issue with some people being a little bit disappointed in that, right? I think that the reaction is a little bit more on the nose for one specific reason. Let me play you something, right, that has been hyped up for an incredibly long time. At the end of the 2.6 quest, what kind of badass scene did we get? It was Galbrena aura farming, right? As she's about to take on Cartithia. As she's about to fight Cartithia.
What prey do we hunt this time?
She's like aura farming. You think she's a crazy strong character. She's about to have a showdown with the Threnodian. And then from all the materials that we've seen so far, right? How you gonna fight the Threnodian? Are you the hunter? Aren't you gonna be the hunted? And I think that's kind of like the issue that some people might be having with the characterization. And this is the thing. I don't think anyone's actually upset with it. Because I think most people are just making jokes. Asking, how is she supposed to beat Cartithia? How is she supposed to beat a Clangbane? How is she going to beat anything in the game? And I think that's kind of like what the situation actually is. I don't really think it's individuals that are going ahead completely media illiterate, going around doom posting the character and trying to make her look awful, trying to make her look like, you know, she's a weak piece of shit. We're not doing that. That's what Kuro did. We're not doing that. We're just cracking jokes. But you could say this is a bit of like a characterization issue when it comes to, well, all the materials that you've been providing for us when it comes to Galbrena shows her off as an absolute badass, right? Look at that. That's aura farming, bro. That's straight up aura farming over here. And so following all those materials, following all of that hype, I think it's pretty great that the extent of the response that we're getting from the community, right? I think it's pretty great that the extent of it is mainly just jokes regarding the matter. And at the end of the day, I think Kuro's free to do whatever they want with the characterization of their units in the story. And I think the player base is free to respond, you know, in any goofy way that they want. Because, well, let's just be real here. If we're gonna get down to brass tacks, I'm very interested in Galbrena as a unit because of the interactions between her and Chimera. I don't think that this trailer convinced a lot of people to, like, pull on her. I don't think this trailer inspired a lot of confidence, especially for those that are consuming the story and consuming the media in a casual manner, into being like, oh, yeah, I really want to pull her now. Because you've just been told so many times that she's going to take on the Threnodian, and then all you see is a whole minute of her getting her ass beat, and then once again, a Deus Ex Machina at the end to save her. And that to me is, you know, we'll have our own critiques for it. Maybe this will age a lot better with time. Maybe this is going to age a lot better with time, right? After we do, like, the 2.7 story and we do all of that. But, I mean, let's just be real here. I don't think you can fault anybody for having criticisms about this unit. So, yeah, that'll be that for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you all thought. Peace.